A former local high school softball coach accused of inappropriate behavior. The parents who say he's been on their radar for a while.
The man accused of killing a San Diego police officer takes the stand. His moment-by-moment account of that fateful night.
And new proof that wearing a mask significantly reduces your risk of getting COVID-19.
ABC 10 News at 6 starts now.
The man accused of killing a San Diego police officer and injuring another 5 years ago says he thought the officers were gang members. Good evening. I'm Steve Atkinson.
And I'm Lindsay Pena in for Kimberly Hunt. ABC 10 News reporter John Horn has Jesse Gomez's dramatic testimony in court today.
Prosecutors had Gomez walk them through moment by moment the events of July 28, 2016, leading up to the shooting of the two officers. Gomez telling prosecutors he was shooting at, quote, the silhouette of a man. Gomez is accused of shooting the officers after they approached him that night in Shelltown. Prosecutors say Gomez shot Officer Wade Irwin before turning the gun on Officer de Guzman. De Guzman died at the hospital, but Irwin survived, shooting Gomez as he fled into a ravine. Officers located Guzman later that night. Irwin, now a detective, took the stand last week, saying he spent 23 days in the hospital and now has partial paralysis of his diaphragm and vocal cord. This morning on the stand, Gomez explained his history of alcoholism and drug use and said he smoked meth 4 to 5 times the day of the shooting.
It gets you going. I mean, like if you have something to do, like if I had to do the lawn, I'd snort it, get the lawn done. If I had something to do or if I was working, it gets you going, do it. And it just got you going.
Defense attorneys are arguing that Gomez did not know he was shooting at San Diego police officers that night. Gomez echoed that on the stand Thursday. The trial is expected to last about 2 months. In downtown, John Horn, ABC 10 News.
John, thank you. Turning now to coronavirus. The county reported another 1,000 cases today, but that's out of an especially high number of tests, more than 25,000. And one day after the county reported 20 deaths, it added just 1 to that total today. Our surge of cases has some people questioning the effectiveness of the vaccines. UC San Diego Health noticed a rise in COVID cases among its vaccinated workers and sent a letter to the editor of the New England Journal of Medicine about their findings. But the co-author of the letter stresses the vaccines are doing their job in keeping people out of the hospital and alive.
And I want to be really clear again, this is not waning of immunity against severe disease. It's waning of immunity against the ability to prevent infection and transmission.
Dr. Longhurst says nearly every case was community acquired and about a third of the patients had gotten the virus from a child.
We're getting a new look at how effective masks are in stopping the spread of the virus. For an in-depth look, we spoke to the lead author of a major mask study.
And now we have really rigorous, systematic evidence that does show that masks work.
Ashley Sochinsky, infectious disease fellow at Stanford and lead author of a large mask study, says her findings show how important masks are in the fight against COVID. Researchers at Stanford, Yale, and UC Berkeley analyzed 350,000 adults in Bangladesh. They took half of that group and encouraged them to wear masks. 29% of them complied for a 10-week period. They found masks in general provided a 9% reduction in cases. Surgical masks were even more effective, reducing cases by 11%. The effectiveness increased to nearly 35% for people over 60 years old.
We need additional protections for people in our community who maybe can't get vaccinated. For example, children who are going back to school or other people who may not be eligible for the vaccine. And that if we really want to prevent this community-wide transmission, it really needs to be a community-level effort.
The study took place when the Alpha variant was the dominant strain. Sochinsky says she thinks if the study was done during the height of Delta, we would have seen even more clear results because of how transmissible it is.
Given what we know from this study, we anticipate that masks would be equally, if not more effective against the Delta variant compared to previous variants.
She says more studies are being designed now to measure mask effectiveness during the surge of Delta cases. And you can stay on top of any new developments with coronavirus by downloading the 10 News app. A free version is available in the App Store.
All right, now to a Team 10 investigation. There are questions about a former high school softball coach in the South Bay after recent accusations of inappropriate behavior. Our Team 10 investigator, Melissa Maziha, discovered this is not the first time he's been accused by concerned parents.
Softball is a sport Candace's daughter loved. It's also one she said her daughter and several of her teammates quit because of a former coach at Sweetwater High School. Why did they quit?
Because of this individual, because of his demeanor, because of his behavior, because of things that he would do.
The school district confirmed the assistant coach is no longer at the school. Still, Candace did not want to show her face during our interview, worried her daughter might face backlash. She said back in May she noticed a change in her daughter.
She seemed very closed off.
Her daughter eventually told her about her assistant softball coach. At this point, Team 10 is not naming the former coach. He has not been charged with any crime. But Candace said he treated her daughter in a way an adult should not. She said that included putting hands on her.
She said that the individual touched her on her lower back, ran his hand down her buttock. And that was one incident. The
For
second,
what? Why did he do that?
supposedly showing her form. But when we physically showed on each other's body what the touch looked like, even as an adult, as a grown woman, you don't touch another female like that without her consent, especially a minor child.
She said the coach also put his hand on her daughter's thigh.
Relating to the sport, he has no business touching her thighs, much less going to her inner thigh.
When Candace went to the school about those incidents and what she called his aggressive behavior, the administration launched their own investigation. In a response letter to Candace dated July 12th, Sweetwater's principal said the investigation found many of the alleged actions by the coach were substantiated. That included the 2 incidents where Candace said the coach touched her daughter. But the letter goes on to say the actions were not severe enough or pervasive enough to be considered sexual harassment. The school instead found the behavior unprofessional.
At this point, I feel that we're not protecting our daughters.
I spoke with the founder of Safe for Athletes, an organization dedicated to protecting athletes from sexual abuse.
What it boils down to is that there aren't policies in place. And if there are policies in place, they aren't clear for either the athlete or for the coaches.
Former Olympian Catherine Starr said coaches need to be very clear when dealing with kids.
If you don't have this open dialogue of communication, then what you're doing is you're just invading the boundaries and you're just pushing past what is comfortable. And every time you push past that boundary, you've now silenced the athletes.
Team 10 learned of a similar investigation when the same man coached baseball at Bonita Vista High a few years ago. At least 2 parents told Team 10 they also complained about the coach's behavior. Like Candace, one parent filed a formal harassment complaint. The parent said in 2018 the coach kept a picture of a man's private area in the dugout on the whiteboard for several days. The parent also said the coach mimicked a sexual act in front of the team. In a third allegation, the parent said the coach made comments to 3 Bonita Vista baseball players which contained strong sexual overtones. A response letter to the parent from the school said the actions of the coach were substantiated, but like Candace, the letter stated there was no evidence of sexual harassment. I contacted Sweetwater Union High School District. A spokesperson told me they take allegations of misconduct very seriously, but she would not answer specific questions about the investigations here at Sweetwater or Bonita Vista. She confirmed the coach is no longer at Sweetwater, but would not give me the date he left the school. I reached out to the coach for comment, but I haven't heard back. Candace has filed a police report with the National City Police Department. The department confirmed an ongoing investigation.
I honestly feel from beginning to end, the ball was dropped completely and nobody was thinking of our children's safety.
She hopes her daughter can get back to the sport she's played for years.
She loves the sport, and by these actions, he took that from her.
Melissa Maziha, Team 10.
And our investigators are always working on issues that matter to the community. If you have a story you want them to look into, email team10@10news.com.
We're hearing from some of the families and translators safely evacuated from Afghanistan to San Diego. A father of 5 says it was extremely difficult to get through the airport in Kabul because of Taliban checkpoints.
It was really hard for us to pass the Taliban gate. And they told us, why you guys are leaving Afghanistan? Why you guys not staying here with us? I told them, that's our country, that's my nation, we living there.
Congressman Darrell Issa and the Cajon Valley Union School District helped them get out. The district says 38 people were rescued in total, including 19 Cajon Valley students. They are still working to rescue a family with 3 students left behind in Afghanistan.
Less than 2 weeks to go before the California recall election, the registrar reported today that more than 553,000 registered voters in San Diego have already cast their ballots. You can vote anytime using the ballot you received in the mail. You can also vote in person early at the registrar's office or at countywide voting locations starting September 11th.